Willie Abreu continuing his hotness, his hot streak to open the season. Single-handedly won them a game in Texas, the only game they won at that point in Texas, and then helped them with the sweep yesterday. And it's led to this whole conversation with Chaim Bloom's Cardinals in town and the trade he made that brought in Willie Abreu and all. It's like, well, some of these young guys are his. Yeah. No one said he left the Red Sox with absolutely nothing, but are we suddenly going to say he shouldn't have been fired or he deserved more time to enact the plan? Or would he have enacted the plan if he were still the GM of the Boston Red Sox or president of baseball operations, whatever the title is? Would they have gotten Crochet? Because one of the questions about him was willingness to pull off deals, to pull off deals when it came down to with Chris Sale and others. So he gets the credit he deserves, just like Bill Parcells gets the credit he deserves for Bill Belichick's Patriots or any of these. Look, a GM. Did Danny Ainge, is he the only reason the Celtics won a title? Because he certainly brought you Brown and Tatum. Like, okay, the previous GM didn't leave the cupboard completely bare in most situations. He left you with something to start from, build on, add on, and Craig Breslow has done a nice job with that. Some of that is the young players. Some of that is a guy like Willie Abreu. But no, the short answer is no, Chaim Bloom does not deserve more credit for the Boston Red Sox right now.
Yeah, but I feel like the reason why some people wonder aloud if he does is because he's so often derided and the Bloom era is looked upon with such disdain. But that's because the guy was in charge of the team during the COVID era when Uncle Ron Renicke's Red Sox were just an absolute clown show. His first order of business when he gets to town is he has to trade Mookie Betts, and the best he gets for it is dimes on the dollar, and I guess that's being kind to him. And a couple of times at the All-Star break or just shortly thereafter by the trade deadline, Chaim Bloom was hesitant, Danny Ainge style, to pull the trigger and move some pieces for the necessary components the team believed it needed to win. So I see why people are harsh on him. But if you want to go through the long litany of GMs from Dan Duquette up to now, none of them get the credit they deserve because there's recency bias and a what have you done for me lately attitude from fans in the baseball media. So I get it, but I think we need to look upon the Chaim Bloom era a little more favorably just because of 3 months of Vasquez for Willie Abreu. Holy smokes, deal of the century.
Well, and that was one of my trades that I used as an example last year. And it was like, you got to make deals at the deadline because you never know what you're going to get out of it. And you're floundering, move on. Trade a piece for a younger piece because Willie Abreu, it became evident pretty quickly, oh, you got something out of this trade. You made out on the better end of this trade.
That's pretty good, actually.
The more often you do that, the more you increase your chances of getting pieces like that. But in general, no. The guy who deserves credit is almost always the current guy who puts it over the top, who decides what to keep, what to move on from. Like, you know, would Chaim Bloom have traded Kyle Teal for Crochet in that deal? Or would have been like,
probably
no,
not.
I drafted him. I want to keep him. Who's going to be our backup catcher, our catcher of the future? Like, he would have overthought it, overanalyzed it, and Crochet'd be pitching for somebody else right now. So, no, I'm giving Breslow and, obviously, by extension, John Henry for what he's done in terms of spending money. I'm giving those guys the credit. Chaim Bloom performed for a period of time. He did have to fall on the Mookie Betts sword. That's the reality. He took the job. He knew it when he took the job. If he didn't want to do that, he shouldn't have taken the job because that was literally in the, job description they posted online. Trade best player, see what you can get. That was a bullet point. He knew it. He did it, and he'll have to live with that. But now I wish him well in his future endeavors in St. Louis. They got a good young team. The funny thing is they're already talking about the Cardinals having to do what the Red Sox have done. This is a weird world for me to live in. Last night in the broadcast, they were like, Cardinals got a lot of good young talent. And they haven't started to do like the Red Sox and lock up the good young talent to give themselves a foundation for the future. I was like, when did all this happen? When did we stop bitching about the Red Sox because they don't sign anybody and they don't have young talent?
When did they become the model franchise?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
that was a quick narrative shift.
Boom.
All of a sudden, we're the gold standard now.
It's so strange, but it's also enjoyable. So we're going to enjoy it here at Fenway Park today. Blue Jays in town, start another series. See if the Red Sox can stay undefeated at home. The Celtics let me down and lost a ton of games at home when I thought they might go undefeated at TD Garden. The Red Sox could still go undefeated at Fenway Park. We'll see if that continues tonight.